We were looking for another sound effects library to produce, and we wanted to do something that was big and epic, over the top, and also filled a big hole in the sound effect library world.
Ric envisioned this library to be the go-to sound effects library for anyone involved with doing heroes and villain related material.
The vision for the library was really simple. It was cover all the bases.
Ric was kind of torn about which direction to take this. You could either take it the more serious sci-fi route or the really old campy cartoon style.
I don't think there's a whole lot of gray area. It's usually one or the other. We wanted to kind of represent both of those worlds in this library.
In the end, I think we got a good mix of both.
We did more research on this project than we've done for any other project that we've produced here at the Chop Shop.
We did quite a bit of research.
Everything that you would need to just kind of build a really cool, tight little package of superhero sounds.
A lot of the research we did was in comic books, things that don't make noise themselves. In comic books, there are a lot of sound effects written out. So even before superheroes were really brought into the medium of television or film, people had sounds in mind and people felt that sounds were important to the superhero experience.
We then started to move into other media. We played video games, watched movies, a lot of animated films, as well as live action.
We had to immerse ourselves in the superhero and villain universe to know what kind of sounds they make.
In this library, you can find things from Foley punches,
Cape movements,
ambiances,
sounds of superpowers.
Lots of weapons.
We did a lot of field recording at various places like junkyards.
We blew up a bunch of stuff. We shot a bunch of stuff. We did our best to record anything we could get a hold of.
Ric Viers has made more sound effects than anyone else on the planet. He is the largest producer of high-definition sound effects ever.
He's been doing sound effects for a good number of years now, and his libraries have been used in everything from blockbuster films to Jane and Joey's home video.
I make noise.
Over the course of this season of the Detroit Chop Shop, we've got to work with some of the most talented people in the industry. We had a poster for the library designed by Matt and LinZy Busch, two of the most talented artists I've ever seen.
They directed our photo shoot and later turned that into the poster that you see now.
They immortalized us as superheroes, and they created the face of the library and what people will associate superheroes and villains to be.
We brought in the super talented musician Jeff Rebrovich to work on some of the more synthetic sounds of the library.
Jeff Rebrovich is a friend of Ric and an analog gear nut. He brought in all of his fancy analog synthesizers and gave us a lot of stuff to work with and change into source material for the library.
So Ric can take those source materials, combine them possibly with organic sounds or other synthetic sounds that Jeff has created to create a whole amazing array of sounds that don't necessarily have objects tied to them. It's up to you to decide that this is the sound that's perfect for the object and whatever you're creating.
We brought in AaronG to provide some vocal talent for the library. AaronG is an all-star vocal performer and musician.
Doing voiceover work with AaronG is always a pleasure. He's an entertaining guy and extremely talented at what he does. You name a voice, he's gonna nail it.
Ray Brockette is a professional pyrotechnician. He's worked with all kinds of famous musicians over the course of his career.
He had worked with Kiss, who I love and we all know Ric loves.
He is an expert in making things go boom.
He really helped us on getting one of the biggest key elements you would need for superhero and villains: explosions.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks, baby.
A lot of heart and souls were poured into this library.
Working on a professional sound effects library kind of leaves me speechless.
I really think that we've put our entire beings into this thing, and it is the best that it can be.
When I know that this library is something that's going to stand the test of time and be around for many years, it gives me a sense of legacy.
I think in years to come, it'll be something that I was very, very proud to work on.
I look forward to the day where I'm watching a new superhero movie and I can go, hey, I made that noise.
I wanted to be certain to give the best I can to make this library as great as it can be.
I'm glad I got to work with Season 4 to produce this library.
You know, this library is something I'm really proud to have been able to say that I worked on.
We've put in a lot of hard work and had a lot of fun in this library, and I think it has come through that way.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a little overwhelming at times, but with Rick there guiding me and all the other interns every step of the way, we all pulled through and created the Superhero and Villains sound effects library.
1,000 HD sound effects to save the world or destroy it.